Yo, booty. We're back.
We're here. We're doing it.
God, we're committed to this shit, aren't we? Every fucking week.
Yeah. Well, I keep getting people I run into it, say they listen.
Well, we're not live. We're not live. But to give people an idea as far as like when they get to see this compared to when this was actually, shot or recorded, today is the 20th of June.
20th of June, yeah.
Yep.
So usually about a week out.
About a week back is when it does.
Yeah.
So things can change in my life between one week and the other, so don't be fucking surprised if it goes down. In fact, talking about going down, yesterday, I got the Fly Fishing Nielsen ratings in, and we fucking dropped 15 listeners. 15 listeners. We're down to like 35, 34, 33, and I know why.
Let's hear it.
I don't even have to analyze anything, and I know why. Do you realize on that last episode I did, which was the guiding and outfitting segment, I said motherfucker like 82 times in 30 minutes. I mean, no wonder they fucking abandoned it.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
What's up with me?
Yeah, we need a motherfucker counter up there in the corner.
It's not motherfucker, it's muffucker. It's MUHFUCKER. But yeah, that's actually a good idea, motherfucker counter.
Yeah.
So I gotta tone that down a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm not going to hold you to that one.
I appreciate that. You shouldn't. What else is going on? Your guiding's going well?
Guiding's going good. Yeah.
Yeah. You said we talked a few minutes ago before we started, and you said the biz was casually slow.
Yeah, it's not as busy as it was last year.
I kind of feel the same way here. Thank God, huh?
I mean, I need some more money in my pocket.
Money
I don't
too.
mind the business.
I need money too, but as a business guy, my thing now is. Okay, so we're talking post-COVID, and I know some people don't even want to fucking hear the C word. That's not the good C word, but it's still a C word when it comes to business, right? And I just think that, you're talking 4 years of just the consumer getting fucked with inflation at every turn.
Oh, man, yeah.
Every single turn. Every single turn. I mean, oh my God, every single turn, something is ridiculous. I want to reveal this. And this is significant in my personal life. I mean, clearly I throw my shit out there, but I am forced right now, unfortunately, to be fucking grocery shopping. Let me say this to you. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, even groceries are expensive now.
The thing about it is, I don't know if they're expensive. Because I have never shopped for groceries in my life as an adult man until the last couple weeks.
So you have nothing to compare it to.
Nothing to compare it to. But it seems like $1.50 don't go far.
No.
It don't. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it fucking goes far. And talking about me having to pivot in my life and kind of do some of this domestic shit. And I'm not going to say why yet, but I am having to do some shit that I never ever ever have had to do before, and it's twofold. Number one. I need to apologize to every woman that I ever lived with or ever took care of me. I'm going to fucking start my podcast by saying all of them, and we're just talking about a few. I'm talking about women I've loved. Not, you get it?
Yep.
I am so fucking sorry for minimizing fucking laundry. Oh my God. Fucking laundry piles up it never fucking stops.
Can't catch up. And you're just doing laundry for yourself.
I'm just doing it for myself, and it's several loads a week.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a dude that, changes out 100% every day. Yeah, I'm not wearing no 2 shirts 2 days in a row or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But it just fucking blows me away at how I've got to fucking, I was married for almost 40 years, right? And I'm currently, married for like not even 5 months, 4 months. And I have, always minimized the shit that they do domestically. You get locked into it. Yeah, but you're home and you get to, blah, blah, and oh, fuck, I was wrong, man. So I was fucking wrong. So ladies, I'm sorry. That laundry is time consuming. The other thing is that, I have a new puppy. I have a new puppy. I've got a shepherd puppy that I got from the shelter, Yellowstone County shelter, maybe about a month ago. And I got this beauty, and I've tried to bring her in the shop, and it works kind of, but she don't know what she's doing. She tries to protect me, and she's one of the most fierce protectors since my famed Rottweiler of about 10, 15 years ago, who if either I or my wife at the time made any move at all, her butt was touching us. She'd back up, and she was just on protection mode 24/7. Eka, my shepherd, she's a lot the same way. But I'm gonna admit something here. And this is the honest to God fucking truth. And I'm a father of 3 beautiful children. And I'm a grandfather of 3 beautiful grandsons, soon to be number 4, which I'm going to have a granddaughter. And I can't even begin to describe how excited I am to be a grandfather to a baby girl. Because in my parenthood, raising two daughters was my chocolate cake. It was. I mean, my son and I were tight. It's that, but my 2 daughters it was a thrill to raise two girls. I just loved it. So anyway, in my entire life, I have never been responsible, 100% responsible for taking care of anything before Eka. Well, I mean, that's true. I wasn't some absentee dad. I was motherfucking home all night, worked hard, coin.
Yep.
Coin. Right? Came up with that shit. And bitches love that.
Yeah,
they minimize it, but fuck, when it's gone, they're coming after you. Anyway, so I've been taking care of this dog, and it has not been easy. It has not been easy. It impacts everything that I do.
Well, they're needy.
Not only that, but she's particularly needy because, this will be the last thing I say. I love her, but she sheds like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
God damn. I mean, she sheds like a motherfucker. And I'm just, I'm like, anyway, so I'm changing. I fucking looked down at a Target shopping cart the other day. Fuck, what the fuck? I looked at myself and I said, dude, you're not getting any pussy. Because if you're fucking rolling with a Target shopping cart, you're by yourself, bitch. Wake up. Right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's actually a terrible way to put it. Okay. All right. So that's what's going on with me. What's going on with you? You doing all right? You're working. What's the deal?
Yeah, working, doing good.
How is the spawn over?
There's still a couple on beds, but yeah, it's pretty much over. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to talk about today actually doesn't exclusively correlate with a trout spawn, but it's pretty close. I want to talk about a phenomenon that's been going on for, I'm going to say, probably damn near 15 years. It might be a little bit lighter than that as far as the duration of when this started as a fishing style or a technique or whatever, but it's right in there, right? So I'm going to talk about pegging.
Pagan, okay.
Okay, pegging, right? Yeah. And guys in the industry, like we know what pegging is, right? Right? Because it's done a lot, right?
It's done, yeah.
It's done a lot, and it's done a lot on tailwaters.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if guides use it on freestones. Fuck, I don't know. But tailwaters a lot.
Yeah. I think fish are generally pickier on tailwaters, I guess. Maybe that's why.
It's so interesting to me because, I hear this term pegging, and basically in the dictionary, pegging is a penetrative sex with a strap-on dildo, usually anal penetration. It is usually defined as a practice in which a woman penetrates the anus of a man. I mean, that's what pegging is, right?
Different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Well, fuck, that's for sure, and different than me. But my point is that when somebody comes in here and says, the pegging. I got to admit, for the first year or two, I'm thinking this dude's taking a dildo. I mean, you're taking a dildo, and it's ironic that such a ridiculous practice, in my opinion, and I'm going to come right out and fucking say that right from the onset, that pegging, which for you folks that don't know what it means non-sexually, okay, what that means is it started out with something called a trout bead. And, I've softened on trout beads because trout beads have become so fucking accepted now that it's like, you're fighting a losing battle, motherfucker. I mean,
there's a lot of people who do it.
I don't carry them. I don't carry them. You never peg an egg.
I don't peg an egg.
You never get pegged.
No.
Good. Okay.
I'll
good.
throw, like I said, orange scud or like a big pink sow or something instead. I mean, they take it as an egg still.
A credible egg. But the thing about the pegging thing is it started with Trout Beads. Trout Beads was a company that started their business in Alaska. And for some reason, the guy and his wife moved down here, and they got in touch with me, and they basically ended up putting this is like 2008, 2009. They basically ended up putting 2 huge fucking racks of trout beads in my shop, free. I mean, they came in and inventoried them every month, and then I paid them for what I sold.
Yeah.
But, like, I was like, wow, okay.
No upfront cost to you.
I'll be straight with you. I didn't have a fucking clue what they were. I mean, I was just really my first year or two in the business, and I just really didn't know. And then a Montana Fish and Game dude comes into my shop and says, hey, you got all those trout beads back there? I was like, yeah, I do. What do you need? He's like, well, I came in to inform you, and we've done it with a few retailers in the state, to let you know that if you cannot promote those to anglers as far as fishing tackle. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, in the state of Montana, you cannot foul hook a game fish. You can't. Yeah. And the reason that he said that to me was because with a pegged egg, and we'll get into some of the other stuff in a minute, or episode 2, but with a pegged egg, they're not eating the hook. I mean, there's no part of them eating the hook. And before you start telling me how they get hooked in the mouth every time and all that bullshit, the fact at the time was that he was dead right.
Yeah.
Because they're eating a pegged egg. And for those of you that don't know what a pegged egg is, it's a plastic bead that basically looks like an egg, and it's got a hole drilled through it. You put your leader and your tippet through it, and then you use some sort of apparatus. I've had guys use everything from weed whacker line, right, to a fucking piece of plastic. They peg that egg, meaning they stick it in that hole so that egg doesn't slide up and down your tippet or your leader.
Yeah.
They secure it. And then what they do is they drop a hook underneath that trout bead, that pegged egg. Fuck the amateurs who hurt fish. They do 3-4 inches. But I've had some pretty savvy motherfuckers tell me that basically 1.5 inches, you're pretty safe.
Yeah, you want to do around an inch. Yeah,
you want an inch. Okay, so
when I pick the worms, I do an inch.
Yeah, and so that why is that, folks? That's because the longer that distance is between that eaten egg, okay, and the reaction to the angler as far as a hook set, the longer that distance is between that pegged egg and that dropped hook, which is a bare hook on tippet. Fuck. I mean, if it's close, you get him in the mouth.
Get him in the mouth.
If the angler doesn't know what they're fucking doing, it gets him in the ass.
Yeah.
Not literally, but in the face.
Sometimes.
Or the gills. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's that kind of thing. And that's an interesting thing. So now, 15 years later, I haven't heard a fucking thing at all in regards to any type of regulation or policy when it comes to what that Montana Fish and Game dude told me. Yeah. So obviously they've softened on that. Obviously, fishing a trout bead, fishing a pegged egg isn't a big deal anymore.
Yeah, and I think it was a newer thing, so Fish and Wildlife and Park didn't really grasp it either. To them, it was just, you're snagging these fish, right?
It started in Alaska with salmon and steelhead, I believe. And before I start getting into really critiquing these fuckers, right? The bottom line is, when it comes to fishing, anything that involves an egg application, whether it's a motherfucking glow bug or it's a fucking trout bead, nothing works fucking better than a bead. Nothing does. It doesn't.
Puts fish in the net for sure.
It doesn't, and I'll tell you why. A very good friend of mine, who is a prolific fly fishing guide on the North Coast in Oregon, his name's Jesse Sampson. Jesse is what I would call, he's a utility guide. He's a utility angler. He's fucking versed in everything when it comes to his fisheries. He is put in charge of getting people on fish that are fucking hard. Permit hard, motherfucker. Right?
Yeah,
Permit hard.
Yeah.
Like getting a king or a steelhead to bite ain't easy. And that's even if you put it in their face. So Jesse is somebody, and Jesse don't give a fuck what I think, that's for sure. But Jesse has really, him and some other people, or peers, friends, whatever, they've kind of developed like a latex egg, a bead, that's actually like a soft rubber bead.
Yeah, it looks just like an egg. Yeah.
Oh my God. And here's the other thing about some that they run there, and again, we're talking like up in that North Coast, the Tillamook area of Oregon. They're like the size of a fucking steely marble. They're not any of this 2-4 millimeter bullshit, like trouty. They're fucking big. I mean, they don't always use the big ones, but that just shows you how much they've gotten into understanding what can work best for tough fish like salmon, tough fish like steelhead. But that's the history of pegging beads. Came from, I believe, the Alaska state.
Yeah, it makes sense to me, and I could see
I don't know who fucking invented it, but that's where those people move from with trout beads.
And I could see, having it be squishy like that. The fish ain't gonna spit it as quick either, right? Because it's not a hard bead. They're gonna be like, oh, that's an actual egg.
I saw this trout video that the industry put out, and it was underwater footage of trout eating, and trout move food in and out of themselves. In other words, they take it in and then they discard it if it's not what they're looking for. Fucking fast.
I've seen that same video. Yeah.
I was blown away.
They slowed it down times 10 and it was still less than a second.
They're discerning motherfuckers. Yeah. Seriously. I mean, they really move it in and out. So I think Jesse's point on that softer bead is that in that second that you have, in that 2 seconds that you have, meaning there's a grab, and I think steelhead are subtle eaters. I've only caught a couple. You don't know. Your drift stops. They don't fucking ravage it, right?
Yeah.
They just feel it's more real in that initial second.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's really what it all is just, So we'll come back with episode 2 talking about pagan, and not the taking it in the ass with a dildo pagan. We're talking about fishing here, okay? So you got anything else on episode 1?
No, I think that was well said.
Okay, brother. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, we're out.